first thing we do is we create a project. And for that we give a name. We're going to call it like something like say more with less. And then we have 3 essential questions to answer. The first one is, what is your book about? The next question is for whom? For whom is this book about? And the next question is why? Why are we writing this book? What is the key reason why we're writing this? All right, so next would be to confirm the style. This is the style is pre-configured in my profile, so I'm just going to go with it. So we go to the next step, and the next step is I can put the title to my book, or I can just ask. Here we have 5. Okay, less is more. Okay, title number 2. And then we'll ask the app to give us a book description for that book. Let's just confirm. I move ahead. And then this is where magic happens. We're going to tell Wababai to generate an outline for us. And then it's going to take all those 3 essential questions, that book title, and it will generate an outline that is asking us first for validation. Here is where you validate the outline. So we have here introduction, the power of simple words, techniques for effective communication, blind and direct communication, conversational and inspiring writing, insightful observations. Okay, this is interesting because it has actually taken my writing style. So in a way, it's suggesting that we write the book in line with my writing style, right? Okay, which I find it interesting. So I'm going to take all of them, and then we're going to confirm all those sections. And here we have the outline with different sections, right? And then we can go one by one to generate a first draft, right? Again, the idea could be that I could write it myself, and I could ask to provide some hints. But we're going to do the quick way, so that you see how quick we can get a first draft out of an idea, so that then we can play with it later. Here it is. Here it is, the first draft. Again, you can read it, you can generate something. This is something cool. You can come here and then say, okay, add a quote, right? Because sometimes it's very interesting to have a quote. And look at what it's adding, right? The one we produced before, right? Okay, simplicity is ultimate sophistication, Leonardo da Vinci, right? Okay, let's add also some key takeaways, right? And so the tool can also add 3 key takeaways for this section, right? So we continue. Then we have, let's do one more. The power of simple words. Here it is. And then we will do the same process, because I think it's always interesting. So I'll add also a quote. I will start each section with a quote. Okay, here, really, really good quote. Very inspiring. We're asking also to add some key takeaways. And this created a section of about 700 words. But again, I could change that the way we want. And even if for any of these sections I still hesitate, I want to ask for advice, I can come here in this part and say, okay, yeah, give me some advice, right? Give me some advice about this test. There is some pre-configured advice. Let's say I take this one, engagement. That's the writing of this text, engage and hold your attention. I could change this if I want. And if I just go to the chat, then it's going to analyze that content, which in this case was written by the app. It could be written by me. And it will give us some feedback right on it, right? So it will be in the idea chat part of the tool. So you see here it has analyzed the content generated, and then you can you can play with it. Of course, it's telling that you should incorporate personal anecdotes, get some interactive elements, provide some visual aids. It's giving me some ideas, right, to make it better, right, and it's also giving me some feedback about what we wrote, right. I could save it, and then it will be saved in the pre-write section of the work. It's again with the name of the project, right, and the name of the section that I'm reviewing, right. This is the power of simple words. So I can come back and continue the process. Okay, so here we are. We've finished all the book. We finished all the first draft, and now it's the moment where you see all the drafts are being completed in an easy way. So the next step, once you've written and even reviewed all your drafts, is to compile the manuscript. So we'll click on manuscript. Here it is. Let's write compile. It's already compiled here. I can come here and read it and then copy paste or email if needed. And the whole thing is copied in Markdown. So I can turn it into any other format easily. If you don't know what to do with the Markdown, here you have some help, right? How to convert Markdown. You have here a YouTube video that explains how you can easily turn a Markdown document into Word, PDF, or EPUB. And one additional thing that you can do, and it's in beta, is you can ask for a review of the manuscript. Actually, you can just simply ask, or you can ask for something. It's going to take the whole manuscript of the book, is reviewing it, and it's going to give us some guidelines on what to do about it, right? So here they are. The guidelines are saved actually as a section in the pre-write. This is giving you the view of an editor, so that you can then use that information to actually rewrite your book or your manuscript. So that's the way to create your manuscript. Again, here in the pre-write is where you have if you have asked for any advice for any specific section, you could have it here, so that you can then access it and keep asking about it, or you can have your review guidelines here, the ones that we just created. Again, when you click on it, and then you can keep on asking, right? You have here, click here, and then you say, and then it's going to continue the conversation, right? It's going to think about it, and then it's going to tell me, well, you should incorporate personal anecdotes of a story, right, to make it yours. Again, I can save it, and then I keep all the conversations there. So here in my project, I have again the pre-write, but I also have here the complete book. Here it's one of the books. This is the last one I've created, but I can have here all the manuscripts that I've created on my own, the different projects. And if I want to create a new one, you see how easy it is to start a new project, right? Again, very interesting. If you don't know what to do, you can also chat with an editor and even ask to prompt you to write on a book. If you're just trying to find some ideas, you can simply chat with the editor. Here is where you would be saving all the ideas that you've been brainstorming with the editor so far. And then once you click on, and then you can continue the conversation. So that's it as an overview. I'll show you now what you can do once you have a manuscript, because it's also going to be quite interesting. So let's go to it. So once the manuscript is created, we are moving to NotebookLM. I'm sure you've heard about it. So we're going to create a new notebook in Google's notebook, and I'm going to upload the manuscript we've just created. Right? So I have it here. It's called Less is More. It's just a manuscript I just copied from Wababai. And then, well, it's going to generate a summary out of it. That's really interesting, but one of the most interesting things, this is generating a very nice deep dive. So we have the deep dive already created by NotebookLM. Okay, let's listen to it.
All right, jumping into a fascinating topic today, really interesting stuff. You've sent over excerpts from this book, and it's all about, well, saying more with less. Sounds like you're on a quest to make those words really hit home.
Yeah, and especially in a world that's just like overflowing with information these days, right? It feels like that's a skill, I don't know, we could probably all benefit from a little more of.
No kidding, absolutely.
Well, I'll leave the whole podcast in a separate link. It has generated 20 minutes of conversation around the book that you could then leave the whole thing or edit it. And I'll leave both the manuscript, the link to the manuscript and the link to this audio below in case you're curious and want to know more about the capabilities of AI to help you create content for those things that matter to you. So I hope it has been useful. And again, this is a simple guide of how to create a book easily. What the important thing is the 3 essential questions. And out of the 3 essential questions, what, for whom, and why, you are able to create a first draft in no time. You are able to get rewriting guidelines so you can make the manuscript yours. You can fine tune it, and then you can actually go section by section and even ask for individual advice to each of the sections. And then how you can use other tools like NotebookLM to get some summary of what you've written, and also get some interesting deep dive. Then you can use it just to learn about what you've written, just to reflect on it, or to share it with other people so that they know what you're thinking about and what type of book or what type of writing project you're on. So hope it was useful. Okay, see you soon.